Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to do a little bit of baking. So I've been dreaming about traveling, and my favorite place in the world is of course New York City. Obviously, with not being able to go there, I thought what better way to bring New York to me instead of having to get on a plane and have the risk of catching COVID. Anyway, so if you've ever been to New York, there's a bakery called Levain Bakery. It is absolutely divine. They have the best cookies in the whole entire world. When you break them open, it's like a gooiness that comes out. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so delicious. And I managed to find a recipe online that is similar to it. It's obviously not their recipe, but it seems to be similar. So this is what you will need. I'm going to just quickly run through how it works, what you're going to do with it, and then I will video the procedure. Is it a procedure? The process, the method as I do it. So firstly, you're going to brown the butter in a pan. And you start that off, you don't want to get it too brown, so you want it to bubble, but it mustn't get too brown, because if it gets too brown, it's going to have a burny taste, so you need to catch it. Just keep an eye on it the whole time. Don't bug it too much. Let it go, let it melt, and then stir it a little bit, and just keep an eye on it. Don't have your heat too high. I think if you're using an electric oven, maybe on about 6 on the plate. If you're using gas, just not too high. Then after that, pour it into a bowl and leave it to cool for about 5 minutes. Take both the sugars, the caster sugar and your brown sugar, stir it into that butter mix. And then you add in the egg and you just stir it up. Then you take in another bowl, you take your flour, your bicarb, your self-raising flour and your salt, and you mix that together. Also just sieve it, it's always a good idea. And then you add it to your wet mix and you mix it together. Make sure that it's mixed nicely. After that, lastly, remember to add in your Choc chips. Once you've done that, take out, it needs to be like quite a nice, like a ball of dough that you can sort of almost roll a whole ball of dough into your hands. Then you take little pieces and you roll little balls of about that size. And you put them onto a baking tray and you pop that baking tray into the fridge for 40 minutes to cool. They need to be, I don't want to say hard, but they need to be quite like very cold. And then you pop them into the oven on 160 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Watch them, they need to just go golden brown, they mustn't burn. As they start lifting, you know they're ready. And when you break them open, that gooiness is going to come out. It's going to be all amazing. So yes, that is that. So we will now head over to how I brown the sugar, mix up everything, and hopefully it all, comes out fantastic. Get it to melt, move it around. You want it bubbling, but you don't want it to burn. So you do need to keep an eye on it, keep an eye on the heat, keep the melted butter that's in there moving around the whole time, because that is what burns very quickly. So you want that nice light brown, almost like a caramelized type of butter, like you would put when you put sugar in. So that sort of nice light brown, not a burn. It shouldn't take too long, and it's already bubbling on the sides. Let me just move the camera for you guys and you can see. So that is what we're looking like at the moment. Just getting it all. We have got really starting to melt quite nicely, as you can see. Just get all the butter melted, and once it's all melted, leave it to brown. Yes, Leafy. I'll come and change it now. Mama's just busy with the butter. That is Corey, Leafy. Okay, so you can see there, it's already starting to almost, so I want it to start browning. You can see it starts to froth almost, which is great. And it's starting to change color. It's got quite a nice smell to it. It's starting to get like a caramel smell. Here you can see it's starting to change now. Consistency is starting to change. But this is where you need to be very careful, because this is when it burns very, very quickly. So it's almost starting to go. Now, if you were making caramel, you would add your sugar now, and it would go into caramel very, very quickly. So it's starting to brown. It's looking good. The light just came on. How bizarre. If you spoon it up, you can see it's still quite yellow. And just leave it to bubble for 2 seconds. But you do not leave your pan unattended. It will burn, and then you can throw it away. And butter is damn expensive, so don't do that. You can see how it's browning. Beautiful brown color. It's not too dark, and I'm going to take it off now, just so that you can see. So that is what it looks like. It's all nice and brown, and it smells delicious. Okay, so we've let the butter mix, there you can see it, cool for 5 minutes. Now we're going to add in the brown sugar. 160 grams of brown sugar into the butter, as well as 160 grams of caster sugar. It is 230 grams of butter. And literally just going to stir all of this. Oh, this is absolutely divine. It is so nice. It's like a real caramel. Oh, you can actually smell it. It's delish. So that is what it looks like. I'm going to turn the camera around in a second to show you guys. I just don't want to mess it all over. Sorry, I don't have my normal filming camera on me, so everything's being done on my phone, but it will suffice. It's not the worst thing. And just mix this till it's all mixed. And I'm going to just give a little, it's like a caramel almost. So this is what it looks like now, just making sure that all the sugar is mixed into the butter, which is great. Okay, once you've mixed the sugar into the butter really well and it's mixed very nicely, you add in your 2 eggs. So 1, 2, and again you're going to mix that very well. Guys, I remember making these biscuits when I was young with my gran. It was really one of my favorite things to do in school holidays, was to bake with her, and it really does bring back memories. Okay, so once I've added in the egg, it's almost sort of combined the mixture, and it's a lot less runny now. Can't really show you so nicely. Oh, I'm literally gonna mess. You can see it over there. So it's like a thick, almost like a toffee mixture at the moment. Obviously not quite, because it is egg. Okay. So that is that one. Okay, now in another bowl, I think I'm gonna need a slightly bigger bowl, so give me a sec. So in another bowl, take a sieve. Sorry, my sieve looks pretty sieve. It's so old, but it still does the job. You're going to just put your flour, your self-raising flour, 200 grams, 300 grams of normal flour, as well as your baking powder. Oh, sherbet. Oh, there goes my sieve. I need to buy a new one, obviously. Your baking powder, your salt, and your bicarb. And you're just going to, I just like to sieve the flour. It doesn't tell you to do that in the recipe, but it's something that my Oma always did. And she used to say that putting the flour through a sieve adds air to it, so it makes your stuff more airy. Yeah, I'm not a baker. She was amazing at baking and her stuff was always delicious, so it's the one thing that I always follow. So I'm digging in here with my fingers. It's only me that's going to eat this. Well, not only me and the family, but there was something like a little speck in there. And then that's the salt, the bicarb, and the baking powder. Okay, now once you've got that, you're going to mix that in with your wet mix, which is your butter, sugar, and egg. Add it in little bits at a time so that you can get it mixed in nicely. There's nothing worse than sitting with this mixture and you literally can't get the stuff mixed in. The whole thing is like, I always imagine like baby powder, like, you know, when you squeeze that baby powder thing when the little kid gets hold of it on the bed in the movies. So I like to really like bring mine, and I almost do like a little bit of a folding motion. Again, I am by no means a baker. This is just the stuff that works for me, and you know, this is how I was taught. And Oma's baking was amazing, so I always feel like she obviously did something right, and there's some lessons that I learned from her, that, you know, if the recipe said to do it this way, then you do it that way. You follow the recipe. You never veer off of a recipe when it comes to baking. When it comes to cooking, you can still sort of mess about, but when it comes to baking, if it says 100 grams, oh, this is hard work. If it says 100 grams, then it is 100 grams. Guys, this is like hard work. It's like a gym workout all on its own. Phew. Okay. I've got like 3 more mixes like this. Still some left in there. Oh, I suppose you could do this in a food processor. I do have one, and believe it or not, I've literally never ever used it, but it's not one of those like fancy KitchenAid ones. That is literally my absolute dream, is to have a KitchenAid, one of those like mixer things, you know, like they have on the MasterChef kitchen. Oh my word, I would probably believe I'm a baker then. So in the meantime, a good old wooden spoon does the trick. It's starting to look like a real cookie dough, so I need a breather. This is like a really hard work, and this is the last lot, so I'm just gonna get this in there, and I'll show you what this looks like in a bit. Oh, sherbet. Oops. No, it's okay. Okay. No, I didn't break it. It's alright. Okay. It's in. What? I'll come fix the couch now. Crazy. Literally lockdown chaos. Okay, so I've done the dough, and I'm just adding the choc chips in here. Not sure how to actually mix this in. I think like this. Let's just see. I'm hoping I'm doing the right thing. I feel like I'm not doing the right thing. I feel like The choc chips should have gone in here earlier. Now I'm just doing this. I'm just sort of getting it in there. Oh, this is working. Yeah. So probably not exactly how they meant for you to mix it, but because I can't do this wooden spoon, my arms are literally numb. I can't anymore. Let's see. It seems to be working. I'm going to give it a wooden spoon turn quickly. Okay. I think this is going to work. I feel like it's almost too many pieces of chocolate for the dough. But we'll see. We'll obviously see what this tastes like. I haven't done this recipe before, so that's the big thing, obviously. Okay. Now, what they said was that you need to be able to make it into a big roll of, what's name, in your hand, a big ball. So it's ready. One big ball. I feel like this bowl's too small. It's working. Yes, there we go. Okay, it's working. What you need to do is, so it looks like that. Oh my word. Oh my word. Cookie dough is so amazing. So now what you need to do is literally take pieces. So get a pan, one like that. And swing it above my head, yeah, like a crazy. These choc chips are so delicious. That's the only problem with baking. I'll end up eating so much. So then you take some and you literally going to make these balls. And remember I said you put them into the fridge to freeze. Well, not freeze, but cool down for 40 minutes. So I'm making mine about that big. And literally just, you can probably make them slightly bigger. Just leave enough space in between, because obviously it's going to sort of rise out and push out and hold too. So this is a slightly bigger one. It's a mama one, a papa one, and a baby one. Hello Goldilocks, right? Oh my word, guys. This lockdown. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the vanilla essence. I'm standing looking at it. Doesn't matter. I mean, vanilla is really just for a little bit of taste. It's not a major issue. That would probably, that little bit of liquid may have made a bit of a difference. Desi, do you want to come and taste this cookie dough? Yes. Come and taste it. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Say hi, everyone.
That is one.
Okay. Taste it and you tell me what you think. Yeah?
Wow.
Taste it. Oops. What do you think? Is it delish? Okay. Careful. Is it so nice? This recipe makes 22 biscuits. I actually think I might actually do a little bit more than that out. And then use 2 pans. Okay. Oh, but it is delicious. It looks so amazing.
Mama?
Yes, my lippy. I'll put you. There we go. It's not hot. It's not hot. It's just got a little bit of a temperature because it's okay. We'll clean it up now because the butter was very hot.
What's that?
Yeah.
Mama?
Yes?
Ball.
It's a ball. Well done, Leafy.
Put in here.
Yeah, but we need to make the ball much bigger than that, my Leaf.
Much bigger.
Yes. Those are a little bit too tiny. Yeah. And can you give me another pan, please? Thank you.
What's that?
It's a candle to keep hohos away.
Cook away.
Okay. So that's our first pan done, which will go into the fridge.
Put in there.
Okay. Okay. My little helper.
What's that? Mama.
You helping Mama. You're such a special little guy. Such a good little guy. Helping Mama bake.
Oh.
Oh goodness, wait. You need to roll it tight, tight, tight. See, look. Look, tight, tight, tight.
Okay. Two.
Okay, so tight, tight, tight in your hands. Yes.
Oh, it's too small.
Okay, wait, yeah. There, tight. Okay. Yes, tight, tight, tight. You coming right? Is it better? Yes, tight, tight, tight.
Very good.
No, you mustn't throw it down. Give it here to me. I'm going to put it with mine so that we make a big ball.
Big.
Is it delicious?
Mm-hmm.
Hey?
Okay.
Thank you.
It's chocolate.
It's chocolate, yes.
Mm-hmm. Chocolate is nice.
It is nice, hey? Okay. I think we can actually take some of those from the other one and just make a little bit more space. Do you want this one? There's lots of chocolate. Oh, there we go. Take this bowl. Okay, don't mess. All right. Ready, steady, down you go. Stand. There we go. Well done. You can eat all of that. Yes, that's fine. Okay, get them out of it. So we managed to get 6, 8, 9. 6 and 9. 15. 15 out. And that is what it looks like. They're going to go into the fridge now to cool for 40 minutes and then into the oven for about 10-12 minutes on 160 degrees. Okay, and the biscuits have been, the cookie dough has been in the fridge now for 40 minutes, and they hard and cold, and now they're going to go into the oven on 160 degrees for 10 to 11 minutes. After 15 minutes in the oven, the biscuits look like this. They're a little bit lopsided, but I mean, they're going to go into your belly anyway, and they are so hot. All I want to do is literally break one open and taste them, but I'm going to have to wait for them to cool down a little bit, and then I will show you what they look like. Des, you ready to taste? Okay. Yeah, take that. Okay, tell me. Taste it. Taste it. And is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Is it so good? Is it a little bit hot still?
Ow.
Sorry, but is it good? Is it delicious? Is it really yum? Hey? Does it get a thumbs up? Thumbs up. Thanks, Leafy. So nice, Mama. Ooh.